as you very well said, the images are very different. Okay, here we have two that are more of a kind, but if you have this, that is the Osho Zen, is completely different. So um, the illustrations talk to you, and that takes you out of the more mental interpretation. There's even a tarot that is more like the English deck that only has the number and the el palo. How do you say?
Palo,
El elemento.
stick, elemento, madera, elemento, element.
No, como corazones, the hearts, the,
Oh, they have
the
hearts. They have
spears.
symbols. Symbols? Symbolos?
Well, whatever. Yeah. Um, so the tarot, the astrology, the runes,
The pocket cards?
um, yeah, the four types of pocket cards. In one pocket cards, I hearts, diamonds.
Diamonds?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The symbols.
Symbols.
the symbols. So tarot, astrology, runes, meditation, they are all oracles. They are tools that can help us to channel. And that's the beauty of it. You are not really saying something that you know. At a certain level it is, but it's something that is going through you, and that's magic. That's the magic trick, I think.
Wow. What do you think about that, Gloria?
I would like to try that because, like he said, that we have ability for that. Some more stronger than other ones, but it will be so. I think I have that, but I don't know the difference. But now that he explained the right way, that is between the thought is something coming through, and you can give the message. I think I get that a lot, but I didn't understand what it was.
Mm-hmm. So downloads is what
Download.
we call them. So if you're a religious person, which I'm not particularly religious, I'm more spiritual, I would say. But if you were a religious person, this would be like when you communicate with God,
Exactly.
right? And you
Yes.
get messages from God and you hear them in your head, and you know you can differentiate the fact that it's not you. It's something else coming in and giving you this sort of knowledge or awareness or thought or suggestion, right? And a lot of people who are religious feel that this is God. Now, if you are not considering yourself a religious person, this could be determined as source or the universe or whatever you want to call it. But this is knowledge that is being downloaded, just like you're the computer. So, for all of my conspiracy theorists and living in the matrix with me, where you're the computer and you are actually receiving information from a higher source of energy from somewhere, and this information is helping you if you receive it. And like Gonzalo said, you will receive what you're capable of processing. Many times people who receive things they're not capable of processing, this can cause a mental instability, right?
Yes.
So I mean, we receive what we can handle. Just like some people say that they can, they can see spirits and stuff like that. For me, I can't handle that. I'm a sensitive person. I don't want to see spirits. Okay. I don't want to see dead
I don't
people.
want
I don't
to.
want to
I don't
see
want
any
to.
of that. So I don't. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel weird energy and I'm like, I don't want to see anything. And I always say, where this is my joke, I always say out loud, speak to me through the cards. If you have a message for me, tell me through my decks. Okay. Just tell me which deck to get, I'll grab it because I have many, many, many decks, right? And then I'll do a reading for myself. And a lot of people think you can't read for yourself, which brings me to my next question. But I feel like I read better for myself than anyone reads for me. So what do you think about
That's
that,
weird.
Gonzalo? You think it's weird?
Yeah, I think for me, reading the cards, it's the most difficult thing to do with cards, uh, because as I know the meaning of the cards, it's like I don't have to explain it to another person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't process more. I don't elaborate the meaning of the card. So I keep to myself a very little portion of the meaning that of the message that is being told. So I think that's one ability, then a special ability. and and for the tarot readers that I've known, it's the same that I'm telling you. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
So great for you. That's a great tool. For me, what works better is um, act like I am reading to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
or just channeling and ask things and listening the answers. And linking to what you said before about religion and spirituality, I think they are the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe religion is more,
Structure.
I don't
Structure.
know, structure. Thank you. But spirituality it's also structure. There are laws, there are ways, there is discipline.
Yes.
And after all, I believe that when we talk about God, even if you are Jew, um, Muslim, or Christian, we are all talking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just call it the different way. But I truly believe we are experience God in the same way, but we talk about it in a different way.
I would agree with that too.
Yes.
So I'm very interested in, so your mom, obviously, when she was reading the cards, she was channeling, right? She
Yeah.
was seeing that, so we all could look at this artwork and see the same thing. But when you're channeling, your intuition, I think, is more active, and you see maybe something else in the imagery of the cards, which delivers a different message. So how do you feel like this really helps the reader, um, for the person they're reading for?
Yeah, I think the tarot that you choose it's fundamental. You need to have an affinity with the symbols, the illustrations, because when you are learning, you don't know the meaning of every of the 78 cards. You can't
Mhm.
remember them all.
Right.
So you need to use some help, and the illustration are that help. So the choosing of the tarot deck is fundamental, not only for the beginners, but for the people that is on the road. Um, my mother channel through the images.
Mhm.
I often ask her about what did mean the Eight of Wands, and she was very confused and even ashamed because she couldn't give me a straight answer like in the books. But if she read the Eight of Wands in the context of a reading, she would tell you something far profound the meaning that is in the book. So there is one thing that is the deck and the booklet that could be in the deck, because not every deck has a book that explains illustrations. So that's one part, and the other is a book about tarot, like beyond the illustration, the type of the tarot. And personally, I found that most illustrative, because when you go through that, you can understand every other tarot independent of the illustration. But yeah, the images are fundamental. You have to find an affinity. They need to talk to you. So, for example, the mythic tarot, for the ones that are